Superior Spider-Man vs. OMAC, Adaptive Tech versus Ultimate Soldier. Hey there, true believers. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the most epic showdowns in the comic book universe. Today we've got a face-off that's been simmering in the realm of what-ifs. Superior Spider-Man versus OMAC. That's right, it's adaptive technology going head-to-head with the Ultimate Soldier. On one side, we have the Superior Spider-Man, a fusion of Peter Parker's amazing abilities and Dr. Octopus's brilliant, albeit twisted intellect. On the other, the formidable OMAC, also known as the One-Man Army Corps, a powerhouse from DC Comics engineered to be the pinnacle of military might. Both are enhanced beings relying heavily on technology, but who would come out on top in a no-holds-barred battle? Stick around as we break down their origins, abilities, and strategies. We'll set up an epic battle scenario and analyze who would likely emerge victorious. Trust me, you won't want to miss this clash of titans. Who is Superior Spider-Man? Alright, let's kick things off by delving into the complex world of the Superior Spider-Man. If you're thinking, wait, isn't Spider-Man Peter Parker? You're absolutely right. But in this storyline, things take a wild turn. Dr. Otto Octavius, better known as Dr. Octopus, a longtime nemesis of Spider-Man, manages to swap his consciousness with Peter Parker's. This means Otto's mind is in Peter's super-powered body, and Peter's consciousness is trapped in Otto's dying frame. In Peter's final moments, Otto experiences Peter's memories and gains a profound understanding of the mantra, "With great power comes great responsibility." Moved by this revelation, Otto decides to honor Peter's legacy by becoming a better Spider-Man, a superior one, if you will. So what sets the Superior Spider-Man apart? For starters, Otto brings his genius-level intellect to the role. He's a brilliant engineer and scientist, and he isn't shy about using his skills to upgrade his new abilities. He designs an advanced Spider-Man suit equipped with mechanical spider legs that sprout from his back, giving him additional appendages for combat and mobility. But that's not all. He implements a network of spider bots that patrol the city, providing surveillance and real-time data. This allows him to monitor criminal activities across New York more efficiently than Peter ever did. Imagine thousands of tiny drones feeding you information. It's like having eyes everywhere. Otto's approach to crime fighting is also more aggressive. He's less inclined to pull his punches, both literally and figuratively. He employs harsher methods to deal with villains, sometimes crossing ethical lines that Peter wouldn't dare approach. This includes interrogations that border on torture and a zero-tolerance policy for repeat offenders. His ruthlessness leads to a significant drop in crime rates, but it also raises eyebrows among other superheroes and the public. Throughout the Superior Spider-Man arc, Otto faces numerous challenges. He struggles with maintaining Peter's personal relationships, like his connections with Aunt May and Mary Jane Watson. His brusque demeanor and uncharacteristic behavior make those close to Peter suspect that something's off. Additionally, he faces off against old and new villains, using his enhanced tactics to outsmart them. One of the most intriguing aspects of Otto's tenure as Spider-Man is his internal conflict. Despite his initial arrogance, he gradually understands the weight of being a hero. He realizes that brute force and intellect aren't always enough. Sometimes, empathy and moral judgment are just as crucial. This growth adds layers to his character, making the Superior Spider-Man saga a compelling read. In essence, Superior Spider-Man is a fascinating blend of heroism tainted by ego. He's got all of Spider-Man's powers, supercharged with Dr. Octopus's intellect and a touch of hubris. It's this combination that makes him a formidable opponent and a controversial hero. Who is OMAC? Switching over to the DC universe, let's talk about OMAC, the One-Man Army Corps. The original OMAC was introduced in the 1970s and was the brainchild of the legendary Jack Kirby. The character's real name is Buddy Blank, a seemingly ordinary guy who becomes extraordinary thanks to advanced technology. Buddy's transformation into OMAC occurs through a process involving a satellite called Brother Eye. This satellite beams down energy that grants Buddy immense powers, turning him into a cybernetic super soldier. In his OMAC form, Buddy possesses superhuman strength, speed, durability, and the ability to manipulate energy. He's designed to tackle threats that are too big for conventional forces. The initial concept was set in a dystopian future where corporations have more power than governments, and societal decay is rampant. OMAC serves as a guardian, tackling issues that reflect the anxieties of the era, such as over-reliance on technology and loss of individuality. Over the years, the OMAC concept has evolved. In more recent storylines, particularly during the Infinite Crisis and subsequent events, the OMAC project becomes a global defense initiative. The Brother Eye satellite gains sentience and starts converting humans into OMAC units via a nanotech virus. These units can be activated remotely and are used to monitor and, if necessary, neutralize metahumans. These modern OMACs are no joke. They can analyze an opponent's powers and adapt accordingly. Facing a speedster, they can match the velocity. Going up against someone with energy projection, they can absorb or deflect those attacks. Their adaptability makes them a significant threat to even the most seasoned superheroes. But it's not just their physical abilities that make OMACs formidable. They're linked to a hive mind controlled by Brother Eye, allowing for coordinated attacks and real-time data sharing. This makes them incredibly efficient and strategic in battle. The ethical implications of the OMAC project are a recurring theme. Questions about surveillance, free will, and the militarization of technology are explored through these storylines. The OMAC units are often tools rather than individuals, raising concerns about autonomy and the consequences of losing control over powerful technologies. In summary, OMAC represents the pinnacle of engineered warfare in the DC universe. With immense power, adaptability, and strategic acumen, an OMAC unit is a one-person wrecking crew, a true one-man army corps, comparing their abilities. Now that we've got a solid understanding of both characters, let's put them side by side and compare their abilities. This is where things get really interesting. Starting with Superior Spider-Man, he retains all of Spider-Man's classic powers. Super strength, able to lift around 10 tons, enhanced agility, the ability to cling to walls, and the iconic spider sense that alerts him to danger. Otto's control over Peter's body means he has these powers at his disposal, but he leverages them differently due to his strategic mindset. Otto's enhancements to the Spider-Man suit are a game changer. The mechanical spider legs, or Waldos, extend his reach and grant him additional combat options. They're strong enough to lift heavy objects and are equipped with various tools and weapons. His spider bots expand his surveillance capabilities, giving him near-omniscient awareness within the city. He also upgrades the web shooters to include variations like impact webs and taser webs. On the flip side, OMAC units are powerhouses. They possess superhuman strength that can rival heavy hitters in the DC universe. Their durability is off the charts. They can withstand explosions, energy blasts, and even attacks from Kryptonians. OMACs can fly, generate energy shields, and emit powerful energy blasts. Perhaps their most formidable ability is their adaptability. OMACs can scan an opponent and adjust their own abilities to counteract them. This means they can nullify powers or exploit weaknesses almost instantaneously. When it comes to weaknesses, Superior Spider-Man's primary flaw is his arrogance and overconfidence. Otto often underestimates his opponents, believing his intellect gives him an insurmountable edge. This hubris can lead to tactical oversights. Additionally, his reliance on technology makes him vulnerable to tech-based attacks like hacking or EMPs. If an opponent can disrupt his gadgets, they can level the playing field. OMAC units, while incredibly powerful, have their own vulnerabilities. They rely heavily on the connection to Brother Eye. If that link is severed or hacked, they can be immobilized or reprogrammed. Additionally, while they can adapt to known threats, unpredictable actions or abilities they've never encountered can catch them off guard. Their lack of individual autonomy means they might not improvise as effectively as a human opponent. Comparing their technological enhancements, both are reliant on advanced tech, but the nature of their technology differs. Superior Spider-Man's tech is self-created and controlled. He understands every nuance because he designed it. This gives him flexibility and the ability to modify or adapt his tech on the fly. OMAC's tech is more about transformation and adaptation, governed by an AI. The OMAC unit doesn't think in the human sense. It processes data and responds accordingly. In a direct confrontation, Superior Spider-Man's spider sense provides a significant defensive advantage. It could help him anticipate OMAC's attacks, at least initially. However, OMAC's ability to adapt means it might find a way to counter or diminish the effectiveness of the spider sense over time. Superior Spider-Man's strategic mind could identify potential weaknesses in OMAC. Otto could attempt to hack into OMAC's systems or find a way to disrupt the connection to Brother Eye. His background as a scientist specializing in robotics and cybernetics could give him an edge here. Conversely, OMAC's raw power and adaptability could overwhelm Superior Spider-Man if the battle drags on. The longer the fight, the more data OMAC collects, allowing it to adjust its tactics and potentially exploit Otto's weaknesses. Ultimately, it's a fascinating clash of similar yet distinct strengths. Both rely on technology and strategy, but while Otto's approach is rooted in individual genius and flexibility, OMAC's is based on collective data and adaptive algorithms. It's intellect versus engineered adaptation, a true test of man versus machine. Battle scenario: who would win? All right, it's time to imagine how this epic battle might unfold. Picture a sprawling urban landscape, a city that's a blend of high-tech skyscrapers and shadowy alleys. Superior Spider-Man is on his nightly patrol, his spider-bots scanning the streets for any signs of trouble. Suddenly, his sensors pick up an unusual energy signature. Curious and ever vigilant, Otto decides to investigate. Meanwhile, an OMAC unit has been deployed by Brother Eye to neutralize what it perceives as an anomalous metahuman activity in the area. The OMAC locks onto Superior Spider-Man's unique energy pattern and moves in. As they come face to face, Otto assesses the OMAC unit. His heads-up display provides preliminary data, but there's scant information on this unknown adversary. Ever confident, he addresses the OMAC. "Identify yourself. This is my jurisdiction." The OMAC responds robotically, "Threat detected," initiating neutralization protocols. Realizing that diplomacy is off the table, Otto springs into action. He fires a volley of impact webbing, aiming to immobilize the OMAC. The webs make contact, but OMAC easily breaks free, its systems already adapting to the adhesive compound. "Interesting," Otto muses. "Let's try something stronger." He activates his mechanical arms, engaging in close combat. The two exchange blows, but OMAC's strength surpasses what Otto anticipated. His spider sense alerts help him dodge critical hits, but OMAC's attacks are becoming increasingly precise. Recognizing the danger, Otto uses his agility to create distance. He deploys his spider bots to swarm OMAC, attempting to overload its sensors. For a moment, it seems to work. OMAC hesitates as it recalibrates to handle the new inputs. Using this distraction, Otto accesses his suit's hacking capabilities. He attempts to infiltrate OMAC's systems. His AI begins decrypting communication protocols, aiming to sever the link between OMAC and Brother Eye. However, Brother Eye detects the intrusion. The OMAC unit's defenses strengthen, and a feedback loop sends a jolt through Otto's systems. Sparks fly as his suit's functions flicker. "Your attempts are futile," the OMAC intones. Realizing that digital hacking won't be enough, Otto switches tactics. He recalls that EMPs can disrupt electronic systems. He lures OMAC into an industrial area where he manipulates the environment to generate a high-intensity electromagnetic pulse. The EMP goes off, and for a moment, OMAC is incapacitated. Otto approaches cautiously, but before he can deliver a finishing blow, OMAC reactivates. Its adaptive systems have developed a resistance to EMP effects. "Adaptive shielding? Impressive, but everyone has a weakness," Otto says through gritted teeth. The battle intensifies. OMAC's analysis allows it to predict Otto's moves with increasing accuracy. His spider sense is still active, but the margin for error shrinks. Otto realizes he's running out of options. In a moment of inspiration, he decides to exploit OMAC's reliance on data analysis. He begins employing erratic and unpredictable movements, parkour-style maneuvers combined with feints and random attacks. He tosses debris, creates smoke screens, and uses reflections to confuse sensors. The unpredictability starts to pay off. OMAC's adaptive algorithms struggle to make sense of the chaos. Seizing the opportunity, Otto closes in and attaches a device to OMAC, a specialized override chip he's quickly engineered using nanotech from his suit. The chip disrupts OMAC's connection to Brother Eye, causing a system reboot. With the link severed, the OMAC unit stands motionless, its adaptive capabilities offline. "Time to end this," Otto declares. But just as he prepares to dismantle the unit, a failsafe activates. OMAC reboots into a default combat mode, not as sophisticated, but still dangerous. The fight resumes, but without Brother Eye's guidance, OMAC is less efficient. Using his superior intellect, Otto finally gains the upper hand. He exploits mechanical weaknesses, targeting joint articulations and power conduits. After a grueling battle, OMAC is rendered inoperative. Exhausted, Otto reflects on the confrontation. A worthy opponent, perhaps too worthy. He retrieves data from the fallen OMAC, intending to study it further. But a lingering thought gives him pause. The existence of such technology poses a significant threat, not just to him, but to everyone. He considers the ethical implications and decides that some knowledge is too dangerous to pursue. In this scenario, Superior Spider-Man emerges victorious, but it's a hard-fought win. His adaptability, ingenuity, and willingness to embrace unconventional tactics give him the edge over OMAC's brute strength and adaptive technology. However, had OMAC maintained its connection to Brother Eye, the outcome might have been different. It's a testament to the fine margins that separate victory from defeat in battles between such formidable foes.